Voilà. Dernière rediff de la soirée. Et on y go. Donc le succès de la campagne de Barbati, c'est baiser une meuf. Putain. Voilà. Ça fait une dernière.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. I think I got just the thing, my dear. A few years back, Auntie Cleo's put out a home makeover kit, and I snagged a couple for myself. High-grade shampoo and conditioner, scrubby brush, a nice lotion, that sort of thing. I still got 'em, too.
What's the scrubby brush for?
Cleaning around your nails, sweetheart. Gets the engine grease out. Makes your hands soft. Most folk don't got the time. Or bathtubs for such, me included. I'll let you have one on clearance. You want rosish, mock apple and cinnamon, or refurbished ship?
Oh, gosh. We never talked about what kind of smells she likes. I think pretty much every spot on Groundbreaker just smells like old socks.
It comes down to what sort of intent you got. If I was looking to do a spy job over in engineering, I'd be safe with refurbished ship. Now, if I was a young thing trying to come on all precious-like, I'd probably go with rosish. But if I was doing it for my own self, I'd pick mock apples and cinnamon.
I guess you could eeny-miny-moe it?
Take your time, dear. A lady's scent says a lot about her.
J'ai pas écouté.
Captain?
I'll just wrap that up for you, since it's for a special occasion.
I'll pay for that, ma'am. Thanks for being so helpful.
You're welcome, dear. Any...
On se casse.
Groundbreaker's safe from melting to bits now. Lots of good people can rest easy because of you. Oh, thanks, Captain. I'm gonna put these someplace safe. In her messages, Junlei said her mama used to make this dish for Monarch. Dustback casserole. Salt tuna and xenogold needle mushrooms. And then for dessert, there's a thing called, sweetheart cake. It's made with almond paste and wax gourds. There's gotta be some place in Stellar Bay that can bake a casserole. And I heard tell there's a Rizzo's town near there called Cascadia what specializes in sweets. Thanks, Captain. I know I'm asking an awful lot, but I'm sure it's gonna be worth it.
Allez, allons là-bas. Attends, si on retourne au vaisseau là? Ah bah oui, on retourne au vaisseau. Attends, faut aller où là du coup? Mhm.
If you stopped in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge?
I don't know that you should be listening to those serials, Felix.
Issuing sanitation ticket. Thank you. Warning! Raptidon clause carry. All SAM units travel. Did you know? God stubborn Stan. SAM unit.
Sometimes I wonder about Mr. Hawthorne. What was he like? Why'd he make the computer a talk? Oh, you mean Sam? He's just the sweetest, ain't he? A real charmer, my dad'd say. Nah, but I've been thinking on one. Gotta get to know him better, I think. Maybe ask him what he prefers. It ain't nice to give folks a nickname without him giving you the okay first, you know? Of course, that don't stop Felix.
Yep. Hop. Vas-y, checker un truc, parce que du coup, mon armure, en fait. Je suis un. Merde. Je suis un connard ultime, moi. Vas-y, je vais mettre ça. Parce que l'armure lourde, ça me donne trop d'altération. Toi, tu me manques quoi, toi? Vas-y, je vais tester un truc. Ah, mais j'ai une putain d'armure avec ça aussi. Bon, allez, on est parti. Allons à Monarque. On va d'abord aller Stellar Bay.
We are now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting
Putain, le temps
skills.
du voyage, je me fais baise. Vas-y, hop. Let's go. Succès déverrouillé, pêche en eau trouble. Ça va atteindre Stellar Boy. Attends, ça veut dire que tout succès, c'est que l'histoire alors. Ça veut dire que j'ai quasiment rien fait du jeu. Ah, j'aime dire. C'est tout? Mais non, putain, c'est grand la zone. Comment c'est possible d'avoir fini le jeu en 25 heures, 30 heures, 20 heures? Il y a tellement de trucs à faire. Ah.
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in.
J'ai failli mourir.
Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right? You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off. You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets past us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon.
Toi aussi tu fais du
Please
Sauton?
state your name for the records.
Ouais, alors les gars, le Sauton.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill. We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago. Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly. Oh, sure. It makes Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell. Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though. Mr. Sandra will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor? I got this Rizzo's Rangers toss-off poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in? Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Look, I don't... Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
Bon bah me revoilà perdu dans une nouvelle ville à revisiter et tout.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, right here on Earth, going about our lives. Well, doesn't often see new folk in Stellar Bay.
Oh c'est cool.
First drinks on
Ah, je te
me,
kiffe toi.
stranger. Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a...
I could use a few in telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you? Something... Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka, on account of her being here so often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Not since Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the Iconoclasts or some such. Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. Corporations pulled out of Monarch not long after. I thought everyone knew. But then that was 10 years ago. Still feels fresh to us every time we look at our walls, though. But it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all. Nope. But a man can dream.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud. But I gotta get in there. Get right in that baby.
Quelque chose me dit
dig it out.
que c'est le prochain
So much
compagnon
as a
celle-là.
drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you? Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Comme un gratin vert.
Outstanding! What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger? Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You have to get me something to clear my head. Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid, caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set. Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Ah non, c'est pas un compagnon. Attends, qu'est-ce que tu me changes de quête entre temps, toi?
Wrapped mask and painted eyes, right here.
Putain, c'est du vol?
Please, will someone help me? My boy's in... Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some
Qu'est-ce
wild
que t'as?
creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
It's more dissolving than melting.
That is not helpful. Don't you tell me to calm down. I promised my boy I'd protect him for always. But how can I keep him safe if he's run away? He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools, and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen.
Oh, law, Captain. A youngster won't last long in a place like this. Please, can't we help?
Please, won't you go and find my boy? Well, I guess I can't ask you to leave the town walls for free. It is deathly dangerous out there. I've got some bits saved up for a rainy day. I'll give you every last one if you just bring my Tucker back to me. I won't even be mad at him running off. You tell him I won't be mad. Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone... You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
Ouf, toi t'es équipé, toi. Putain, les trucs qui traînent par terre, je peux même pas les prendre.
We don't get many outsiders.
Help! Someone's been killed! I think I'm gonna be sick. No! I just stepped in a dead man's blood. And I think one of the flies landed on my mouth. If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right.
Ça pue la merde.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
Not much I can do for this guy.
Ouais, génial. À tous les coups, c'est le mec qui est sorti qui l'a tué.
hint.
Whatever you do, you'll never hear the end of it. You know, I haven't seen him in a while. If you
Eh, venez, 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 rentrez. Putain, attends, j'ai déjà mes itérations de drogue là? Foutez de ma gueule? Attends. Oh putain, que ma paranoïa, ma conscience constante. Je suis dans une belle merde. Hein. Ah, j'ai des stats, elles veulent plus rien dire.
Whoa, by the stars, my friend. I just got this
C'est quoi
much
cette
of
toque que t'as, sérieux?
Most people don't. Besides, this place is enough to try anyone's nerves. Where should I begin? With the oversized mantisaurs? Or perhaps the rats spewing acid at our walls? The board was right. This place isn't fit for human habitation, and I was a fool for staying. That was a real popular meal 10, 20 years back, before the board tucked tail and ran. These days, everybody's had a belly full of salt tuna. They all want borscht, and the mushrooms, well, not many venture out of town, what with the monsters hereabouts. I can whip one up for you, but it'll cost. Here's a menu.
Oh, yikes. I can't cover this much, Captain.
Sure, just let me know.
Ni vu ni connu. Quoi d'autre à visiter? Parce que c'est grand ici, putain. Wow.
If Velma's capable of run... Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember.
quite the bedside manner, lady.
Well, it's so rare I get the pleasure of new company. What can Auntie Abigail? And what a helpful young lady you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits.
Whiskey helps too.
Please leave medical advice to the professionals. Now, dearie, who's this pickup for? I'm so sorry, but with the iconoclasts and the marauder filth chasing away what little trade we get, I'm afraid I have to reserve my supply for
Je suis fait
Stellar
baiser,
Bay
moi.
residents. Our reserves have gotten so low, I've even had to start locking the supply room upstairs. Isn't it a shame what some people will do
Oh
to
putain,
get a
si tu
little
montes, des fois tu te fais baise.
extra? Except for you. I can tell. You've got... I'd make an exception for you if I could, my little cherub. Is there anyone else needing a special pickup from Auntie Abigail? Oh, her.
Ouais, c'est pas mieux.
It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry. I'm afraid not. Dr. Williams managed the town. Oh, you flattering old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers. And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his. The one upstairs, where we store our medicines. Chin. If Velma's capable of running the warehouse, she can certainly pick up her own caffeinoid. If Velma's capable of running the warehouse...
Ah ouais, je peux accéder à ton étage. En mode total Osef. Ah oui, mais en total. Bon bah on va ramener la caféine à l'autre. Je me suis déjà perdu dans la ville.
Velma seem out of sorts?
Je sais même plus ce que j'ai regardé déjà.
It's always cranky. No, I mean, more than usual.
Ah, the charmer. Welcome back. Drink, chat, or business? All of the above? Says someone who's never had any fun. Exactly. See? I'm glad someone on your crew's got some sensible... got her head on straight. Whew, that hits the spot. Right in the, oh, no, there it is. There it is. Yes. We're in business. Let's go. That was fast. I gotta see about stocking some on the ship. You be careful. The first one's free. After that, they'll offer you gainful employment. Great. Where to? Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that man in an age. He's running the giant radio tower we lovingly call Devil's Peak. We'll be going south and west, mostly along the road till we're past Fallbrook. Out there's a western slope that'll lead us through some fun. You like hunting, right? That's fun. If you're more of a spelunker, Rotting River will take you into the mountain caverns. We can discuss options when we get closer. That said, 3's already a crowd. I don't mind waiting somewhere until you got a spot open.
Mighty big gun you got there. I'm looking forward to
Si,
seeing
c'est bien
you
une
use it.
coquille-pierre, putain.
A ship? Well, look at you. I'll find a spot there to call my own for now.
J'ai tous les alliés, là. Tout le monde est fou. Vous avez recruté tous les compagnons. Parfait. J'ai une alcoolique dans l'équipe. Bon, je vais m'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui parce que je commence à fatiguer. Donc ce sera un peu plus court que d'habitude. En tout cas, j'ai une nouvelle coquille-pierre.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave.
En plus, c'est un bon niveau 17. Allez, je vous laisse. Salut.